Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So first off, I honestly haven't even posted in like a year, and prior to that I didn't post in like 4 years, but I really want to just get back into making videos and all of that. So I'm gonna start off with this video. I have a couple more videos to post, but I was like, they're not gonna make sense if I don't explain it first. But I just want to say that I am pregnant with baby number 3. I think a little disclaimer is that I am going to be totally out of breath. I'm 31 weeks pregnant now. I've been trying to film this video. Like, I've tried so many times. Well, like 2 times. First time, my camera was like not focusing, and then second time, same thing. It was just kind of blurry and I didn't like the video. But here I am trying to tell a story for the 3rd time. Anyway, so let's just get started. So I don't have an actual video where I recorded myself like taking the pregnancy test, because in all reality I really did not think that that pregnancy test was going to be positive at all. And then before I get started with my reaction, I just want to say, like, I don't need any judgment for like what I'm going to say or like for the way that I felt, because I feel like a lot of women go through this, and that's why I'm making this video. Because I've seen, like, I remember when I found out and I was just like looking at videos of like people finding out they're pregnant. It doesn't always automatically have to be like the most positive like reaction. And like I said, I feel like I feel guilt for like my reaction, but then it was totally understandable. So okay, let's just get right into it, because I feel like people are gonna be like, what is she talking about? Okay, so first off, I honestly did not even think that I was pregnant. Like I said, that's why I did not record my reaction, because I didn't actually think that I was. Do you get me? But let me kind of like backtrack a little bit. So we were gonna take a trip to Mexico, to Mazatlan, for my niece's birthday. But I remember before that trip I was like, oh man, like it's gonna kind of suck because I'm gonna get my period and I'm not gonna be able to swim. Like, that's like the main thing out there. We're literally going to the beach, and the Airbnb had a pool. So I remember thinking, like, damn it, like I'm not gonna be able to do any of that. But then when we got over there, I didn't get my period. But I still didn't really think much of it, because I was breastfeeding my daughter, and if I missed my period, like say 1 month, I could have easily just gotten it on the first the next month, or just gotten it the next month, because I was breastfeeding. So that kind of made my period a little bit irregular. So I was like, I'm just not gonna stress about it, because like I said, like I wasn't even getting it like all on the same dates, but I kind of was, I guess. But I could have gone like that month and then just get it by like the end of the other one or the beginning. But so I didn't. So I didn't really stress much there. I still didn't really think much of it. Like, I was just like, oh, like I was kind of like checking, you know, like you're checking if you're getting it, or like you're like, oh shoot, I feel this, like what if I just got it? The whole time that we're on the trip, it was a whole week, I didn't get it. So then I remember coming home the next week, and let's just say that was already almost like the 30th. I think that, let's just say that was like the 29th when we came home. And I felt extremely tired, and I was like, maybe I'm just jet lagged. So I remember asking my mom, because my mom tends to like go to Mexico. So I remember asking her, like, when you come back, like when you go on the plane, you come back, how long are you usually tired for? Because the way that I was feeling, like, was like tired in my bones. Like my body just kind of hurt, and I felt like I got hit by a bus or something. And I couldn't even like really like stay up. Like I would take naps, but I was just still super exhausted, which is not really good for me, because I have 2 toddlers. So I can't just spend my day sleeping, because they have a lot of energy and they're not gonna be patient enough to like just lay there with me all day. So that's when I kind of got a little feeling about it, but I was like, no, I'll probably just get my period by the 1st. And yeah, I remember asking my mom that, and she kind of did say, oh, like a week. So I was like, maybe this is just from coming, like from traveling, you know, like this tiredness is just from traveling literally with 2 toddlers. I do remember also being on the trip in Mexico and having to take a day's break, like take a break one of the days because I felt really tired. But I thought it was just because like I was handling my daughters and that's pretty tiring. Yeah, so then let's just say that like week went by after Mexico, and I don't remember the exact date, but I think it had like finally been the 1st and I didn't get my period. So I was like, okay. I started now to kind of worry, but I still like was like, no, like there's no way. Like I was just in denial. So then I remember telling my boyfriend like, oh, let's just go get a test, because you know, like when you're kind of stressed about it, your period, you don't get it. So I was like, as long as like I take a test and it's negative, then I'll just get my period. So we went to go buy a test, I remember, and then I was like really hungry, so we stopped by to get food. So I remember literally coming home and they went to the kitchen, my boyfriend and my daughters. Oh, my chair, sorry, you guys hear noise, is literally my chair. Okay, so I remember them going to the kitchen, and when I need an answer or something, my impatience takes over. So I didn't even go to the kitchen. I went straight to take that test, I remember. But I remember putting the box in my room and just taking the test because I didn't want anyone to know that I was taking it. So, because if I didn't say it, so I live with my mom, and my little cousin, I remember, was outside of like my mom's restroom because my mom has a mirror right there. So she was like right there. So I obviously didn't want her to know I was taking a test because, like I said, I thought it was going to be negative. So no one really had to know. So I remember taking it, and then the first one didn't really work. It was like I needed to do it again because it didn't work. I forgot. I have pregnancy brain, so I forgot the word. But so then I got out, I remember, and I want to go take another one. Luckily I peed in a cup, so I could easily just stick it in there. Okay, I had to take a little break, so I'm trying to remember where I stopped at. So oh yeah, so I remember taking the first test and I had to redo it because like it was basically a malfunction from the test. They only had the digital ones that day that we got it, which sometimes I don't like them because I feel like that tends to happen with them. I've taken so many pregnancy tests, you know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that one didn't work, so I remember how to come back out. Luckily I peed in a cup, so I just took it like right after again. And then I remember, like I said, I really did not think that I was pregnant, and I think it was just more of a denial because I feel like the timing, obviously, like you guys don't know because I don't really post much on YouTube, but I'm trying to start to. But we do live with my mom, so basically we already live with 2 babies in one room. We sleep with 2 babies in one room. They have like their own beds and stuff, but it just like really wasn't the timing for it. Like we weren't ready for a baby. But before we get like more into detail with like how I felt, let's like get the reaction. So honestly, I feel like the pregnant popped up like really quick. Like I remember sticking in the cup, and then I ended up like sitting on the toilet to just kind of like, so I like won't look at it, you know. But I'm really impatient like with stuff like that. Like I'll look at it right away, and the answer popped up right away. But like I can't even explain the way I felt. Like I feel like my eyes couldn't really believe it. Like when I looked at it, it said pregnant right away, and I remember, well, I really couldn't believe it, but I remember the first thing I did was just like gather my emotions because I didn't want to sit in the restroom and just cry, and I needed to walk out. But like I said, my little cousin was sitting out there, and I didn't want anyone to know that I was taking a test. So I remember just like gathering up, and I'm so glad my mom was not home, because I remember like if she was there, I would have freaking bawled my eyes out right away and told her right away. But I remember, like I said, my babies were eating, so I remember going to the kitchen, grabbing my fries and just grabbing my drink. But since my boyfriend was right there, like the first thing that I literally did was just cry and then walk away. And he was kind of like, I think he was a bit confused, because like I did tell him that I went to go take the test, but like he probably still didn't even know I was crying. Like, is she crying because she's not, or is she crying because she is, you know? So I remember he kind of finished feeding the babies, and then I was just like crying in the room. And I don't know like how to say this, but like I said, I just felt like I wasn't prepared for a baby. I felt like very guilty, because I was like, how am I doing this when I'm not like in this situation to have another baby? But yeah, like I wouldn't say like I was disappointed, but I just was like, I think I was just like really stressed out. And then another thing is, I haven't really had the most easiest pregnancies. My 2 last pregnancies with my daughter, I remember I had like severe morning sickness. Like I couldn't even keep anything down. I was just throwing up at the beginning. And then I did lose my dad while I was 6 months pregnant, I believe. So that was like a really tough and depressing time in my life, but I was also pregnant, so I tried to make the best out of it. And then when I got pregnant with my second daughter, I developed gallstones, so I was like in excruciating pain in that pregnancy. So I think for what it was too, is like I was actually really scared to be pregnant again, because I remember when people would ask me like, hey, are you gonna have another baby, are you gonna try for the boy? I'd be like, no, because I was like, I'm scared. Like, what if something happens to me? Because like in every pregnancy it's never been fine, but I feel like God gave me the chance to finally have a good pregnancy. Not that like they were bad, my other ones, like I make the best out of it, and my 2 blessings came out of it, my daughters. But yeah, like a lot happened during them, so I always kind of like wish that I would have had like a normal pregnancy, or like a nice one, you know? And I feel like God gave me the chance at that. But not only that, like a baby is always a blessing, and I'm really, really grateful that I'm even able to like have babies. You know, there's people that don't. But yeah, I'm gonna say my reaction at first was just like scared and overwhelmed, and just like, what am I gonna do type of thing. Which was a totally different reaction from my last 2 pregnancies, because with my daughters, like for my first daughter, she wasn't like totally planned, but like we had our own place. And then my second daughter, same thing. Like it wasn't like a total surprise, like we knew like we were kind of trying for them. So I guess it was just different too, because it was just really unexpected. But I'm just like really, really happy for like this blessing. And like I said, sometimes you think like the timing isn't right, but God's timing is perfect. He knows what he's doing in your life, and he just sent over a beautiful blessing to us, and I'm really, really, really grateful. I do feel guilty sometimes like that I ever had a negative reaction, but like I said, I think that's like totally normal. I've seen a lot of people's like videos and stuff like that. That's why I'm doing this video, because I feel like not everyone's reaction could be 100% positive all the time. And I didn't even know that, because like I said, my last 2 pregnancies, their reaction was totally different. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited for a baby now, and everyone is super excited. My baby girls are happy. I mean, obviously my second baby, I don't even think she knows there's a baby coming, but my oldest daughter, she's about to be 3. She's super, super excited. yeah, and we all are excited. Sorry, I keep like doing it all because I keep having to think about like process my words, but I hope I made sense in this video. But yeah, that was just a little bit of my reaction. And I hope you guys keep up with the next videos. The next video will be our gender reveal. I may or may not already know what we're having, but yeah, it's our gender reveal. So you guys can see what we're having. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.